I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
Hello, friends.
Hey.
We are back.
Yes, the
We have
prodigal daughter.
returned.
Prodigal daughter type returns, honey.
Yes.
Listen,
Whew.
your girls needed a bit of a break. And so going forward, that's probably how we're gonna do things a little differently. So we'll be sure to like keep you abreast of when the breaks are happening, but you guys won't miss much. So
So as Deja said, we needed a break. And therefore we took one planned and unplanned in part.
your girl almost lost her mind. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that. I am transparent.
Yes, we'll discuss.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. At the end, we'll talk about what we've been going through and kind of preview what's to come. Anyways, let's start where we normally start. If you've never been here before, we are Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
It's good. It is your girl Dehjai.
Oh, and we do a cross section between pop culture and real life. And today, what are you consuming? I see a teacup.
Yes, because your girl's stomach is on E, honey. So we have a little clove, ginger, and cinnamon tea.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I am also having tea. Part of my hiatus included going to an all-inclusive resort in Jamaica. Therefore, I consumed my weight in alcohol, and after I came back, I was just like, "We need a timeout. We actually need a timeout." So I'm drinking a dirty chai concoction with some things from the local Joseph's and
That sounds lovely.
so,
Not a time out.
and so that's that. All of our drink and beauty details will be down below. Where would you like to begin for our catch up?
Child, a whole lot of things have been going on as of late, and the world is a very dark and scary place these days.
Very many.
I feel like the biggest thing that's still like in the news as of the day that we're recording, it's like the middle of July. Officially, welcome to season 2. I said it with excitement, but officially this is season 2. But that Roe v. Wade stuff, it literally took me out. Like I barely use TikTok prior to the announcing of the Roe v. Wade foolishness. And then after that, I was just like, I was in that thing, more of so of like trying to have a distraction for myself. And I made a little video because I don't even post anything really. I just kind of watch other people's stuff. And so like the day that all that stuff came out, I just was like, yo, I'm stuck. Like I don't even know how to process this and whether or not this is something that I should process right now. Considering all that has gone on in the world in general, like, do I even give my energy to this thing that's happening?
Yeah, I had a similar experience. In fact, I was actually in Jamaica when the ruling came out, and I was just like very irritable that day. I was irritable for other reasons too. Like there was a debacle on a boat, but it was just annoying. It was just annoying. Just so we're clear, the Supreme Court has been doing all sorts of nonsense this term. I will actually link an article from the Washington Post below where it talks about this session, all of the things they have attacked. Of course, Roe v. Wade being very top of the list. And just for clarification, and I just want to make this clarification because, you know, I feel inclined to, it did not roll back the rights to an abortion. What it did is it sent it back to the states. So each state gets to decide one by one instead of having a federal mandate on what was allowed that would go across the board. The states get to decide one by one what is allowed in their state and not. And in some states, they will outright ban it and have already. So that's what the ruling more so was. But I think in our last conversation about Roe v. Wade, which I will link above, I noted that a lot of a lot of the rights that we had to fight for were at a federal level because the states were on some BS, to include segregation. They had to backdoor their way in segregation clauses of the Constitution because people were going from state to state. So yeah, I was just saying, like, a lot of laws have had to come backdoor because the states be on some trash, especially southern states, which we're seeing they're the ones that are jumping right to it in the Bible Belt, the ones jumping right to it to ban abortion,
Yeah.
in one way, shape, form, or the other. Other things that they've decided unfavorably has been gun control. They said that the statute that went before, New York tried to do something about gun control, and essentially they said that was in violation of the Second Amendment. So they weren't allowed to do that, but then the states are allowed to decide what goes on with a woman's body. Let's see what else. Climate change.
Really ridiculous.
Climate change. Again, rolled back the EPA's ability to reduce carbon output. I'm reading off of the Washington Post.
Mhm.
There's an immigration one that I don't quite understand. Let's see, COVID and vaccine mandates. And then there's another one about the separation between church and state. It was like something to do with a football coach that was praying at the 50-yard line, and basically he was saying that he wasn't like encouraging students to do it. It was a practice that he did, but
Mhm.
the district asked him to stop because, you know, it made some parents uncomfortable, what have you, whatever. So they appealed it up to the Supreme Court, and they found in his favor. So
I mean,
oh, that's
understandably,
the school prayer one. Sorry, not the separation of church and state, but that's up there too. So it's just like on and on and on and on and on and on. Miranda, the Miranda rights,
yeah, that was wild.
that was wild also. Of like, yeah, basically lowering the threshold of what cops have to tell you when they're arresting you, essentially. So it's like just on and on and on and on and on and on of nonsense that this court has done in session, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And
It's like a runaway jury, but not a jury. It's the damn
the court,
Supreme Court.
so it's just a lot. And you know, I know the people say vote, and that is important because, you know, those are the type of people who will legislate, and they can legislate against what the Supreme Court is saying. However, it's a lot. It is much. It is much.
Muchy. The
And
other thing too is, like we alluded to in our previous Roe v. Wade conversation, that if they overturn this, the things that they're going to be coming for next are like gay marriage
yeah,
and Brown
Clarence Thomas
versus
has outright
education.
said,
Yes, those are the things that he wants to tackle next, and it's just kind of like, what the hell? Like a friend of mine, we were talking about it as all the things were unfolding over the last couple of weeks, and she was just kind of like, Clarence Brown is a palm colored person wrapped in brown packaging. And I was like,
you know, I'm not going to say that.
like, that is different. That's a different take, but okay, girl.
Just his the way he thinks about things is just wrong, outright. Like, and he has benefited. I was just saying he has benefited from some of the things that he is so against. All of the
Right.
findings in the 14th Amendment about privacy, the right to privacy, you want to attack everything but Loving v. Virginia, which allows interracial marriage. How do we get there?
How convenient is that?
You know, I did also want to touch this. It wasn't in this session, but it was the session before that they also had a case before them about the Voting Rights Act, and basically that allows gerrymandering. So even the voting thing is kind of like, on its face, it's like, yes, vote, like that's important, but it's like, well, they just allowed them really to just strip power out of the congressional maps as well. So anyways, it's just a hot mess. And overall, I'm an extremist. I just feel like we need to start over. We need to rip the Constitution up and start over. It was not intended to encompass any of our Black asses, and therefore
there
why
are
should I be bound by something that was not intended
I mean, and I agree. But there are some girlies over on the TikTok, because she's been there a lot these days, who are trying to do some sort of like constitution ratifying project or something like that. I can't even remember the name of the group, but they are based in the DMV. I'm gonna do some more research, and I'll try to link it in this video.
Yeah, do that. I'd love to hear more about that, because I'm just like, I don't understand why we have to abide by this constitution that didn't factor us in, didn't think of us as people, and we've had to carve out all our rights as amendments. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Countries over redo their constitutions all the time, all the time, and I don't understand why we can't do that. I mean, I do understand, but I don't understand. Also, I'm just like beside myself and over all of this, to be honest.
I mean, it is overwhelming, all things considered.
Overwhelming. So anyway.
All things considered.
Oh, and I also think that Supreme Court justices ought to have a term limit.
Absolutely.
I don't think that anyone
that they can sit there for a life term. Like, that's insane.
I also think that there ought to be term limits in Congress. I was reading this Twitter thread that was like, basically our problem is really that we are run by a gerontocracy, I think is what they called it. So basically, like, it's all the old people that are running everything, and it's like, but that's not how we want to live no more. Like, y'all are in the way of us making progress. We have decided what we want progress to look like, and y'all are in the way.
Totally
agree. Too many of y'all. Like, go somewhere and sit down.
You like 80-some years old, case in point, the president, and no shade to Biden.
Term limits. I'm sorry.
But it's just like, yo, like, your faculties is not all ticking. And if they are, like, you should be at home relaxing and enjoying the rest of your life into the sunset of your life. Like,
and I also read somewhere that they were one of the doctors for Congress was like, they were actually prescribing people like anti dementia drugs and stuff, and I'm just like, that should be a red flag of like, maybe automatic. Not.
We need to remove you from office.
Maybe,
because you could be a danger not only to yourself but to millions of fucking Americans.
Maybe not. So yes, maybe not.
I don't know. The new stuff has been really scary, so we just thought that, like, coming back in with season 2, we would kind of recap all the stuff that we've missed. Yes. All the major like headlines, and then of course, we'll pick this back up on our reality recap live. But child, it is a dark and scary place.
Would you like to talk about a fun or hot mess? Are you ready to wrap this one?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
It's not fun, but Jen Shah was also sentenced. What a hot mess. I mean, she was not sentenced. She pled guilty. And has agreed to not appeal as long as they give her 14 years or under. So she can get time.
She's going to jail.
No, she is going to prison.
I know, but you know how the aunties be like, she is going to jail.
She is going to prison.
Wow.
She is probably going to get, I think the people below her, the highest sentence anyone has gotten is like between 5 and 7 years. So I'm thinking she's going to get at least 10.
Damn, that is cold. Like, what? I still don't know what all it was, because I know we talked about it, but like, what is she pleading guilty for or of?
She pleaded guilty to like wire fraud, but it was the conspiracy part that really got her caught up. I think it was wire fraud. Anyways, essentially, this is a scam. The people call you with those little scam calls, and most of us either hang up or we have on our phones like scam likely, whatever, right? But some people pick up, especially older people, and they basically, if you pick up and you engage with the person on the other end, they count you as a lead, like, oh, this person may be open to scamming. So right, so and
what?
So they put you on a list, and then they try to scam you, like legit try to scam those people who've already picked up on the phone and sell them things that don't really have any values, like coaching sessions or courses or whatever they're trying to sell. So, and because it's an older population that is likely to do that, like basically there's an enhanced penalty for targeting people of an older age.
Child, this made me think about this is a random aside. Welcome back, y'all. So I've been on a little sabbatical. So like here lately, I'm at home, so I just been answering the phone because a whole lot of stuff has been happening. So I answered this phone call while I was getting ready to go take care of some family affairs. And the lady starts talking. I was like, hello. The lady starts talking. She was like, hi. I speak to Dehjai. I'm like, yeah, this is her. She was like, hi, my name is Suzanne or some shit like that. So immediately I was like, what you want, Suzanne? Like,
Okay.
So she's like, oh, I'm calling about insurance and such and such and so and so. And I was like, all right, girl, you have a blessed one. Click. Like, why
You know
are you
what happened to
calling
me the other day? Somebody called about my student loans allegedly, and she was like, "Oh, we're calling about your loans or something." And I was just like, "Okay, what do you want? Because they're in forbearance right now." Oh, we wanted to try to get you on your next plan, on your payment plan, so it's all ready to go. We're calling from the Biden administration, or I can't remember exactly what they said, the student loan, what administration, whatever.
They're really trying to scam niggas.
And then it was like,
on the student loans, we already got scammed.
and then it was like, we just need your date of birth to continue the conversation. I was like, I didn't call you, so I don't want to have this conversation. So I will do my things online as I have been. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hello. Like, you should have been like, so I'm actually a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like,
and listen, it might have been somebody from student loans because they've been calling, but I'm not getting ready to give you no personal identifying information.
right.
For you
Why
to,
you don't have it already?
why you don't have it
called
already?
me.
A, and B, I didn't call you. So why would I be confirming anything over the phone with you? That don't make no sense.
Hello. Like, get off my phone, lady. I remember when I lived at home when I was like a high school senior, or maybe even like a junior, and like summer vacations, so you at home, you sleeping in or whatever the case may be, and the damn collector people be calling, or people trying to sell your parent shit. And so this one person called so many times, and it was like before 10 o'clock in the morning. Kandron knows I am not a morning person. I have never been a morning person. So finally I answered the phone and I was like, if you call this bitch one more time, we're gonna have a problem. Because it is before 10 o'clock. The people that you're trying to reach are at work. Why are you calling here and harassing me? Like, then they were like, well, can we talk? No, you can't talk to me. I don't pay no bills in this house. Click. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Them damn bill collector people be, or I won't even say that they're like bill collectors, because a lot of it, like we were saying, is like people just trying to get your elder family members or people in general. They don't necessarily have to be older people.
They don't.
Trying to get to your affairs and snatch all your money, snatch all your coins, or your identity.
Or your identity. So, anyways, Jen is going to Big House for a long time.
That is so tragic that she got on this show only to then put herself in jeopardy, and now she's going off to the Big House.
Why did you get on the show? And like, there's a parallel here we could talk about with Drew. I don't know that Drew is running any scams. I don't know that her husband is running any scams. What does she need 4 and 5 assistants for on Housewives of Atlanta? You don't do nothing. But that Drop It with Drew, which we have now discovered is some other lady's program that you are lending your face to. Yeah. What do you do that you need 4 assistants? That was the same thing that did Jen in. It was like, girl, what do you do? What do you do that requires you to have 4 and 5 assistants?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, huh.
I do feel bad for Jen though, in the sense that
I don't.
So I feel bad for her in the sense that, like, I don't necessarily feel like she is the brains behind the operation.
No, that's exactly why she's getting sentenced to what she's getting sentenced to. They had a triangle.
Yeah, but I don't think that she was smart enough.
She was the top.
I got it. I remember that part. But what I'm saying, my opinion is that I don't think that she was smart enough to do all of what happened. I feel like somebody came to her with a good ass idea, and she was at the top because she had the money to fund the scamming. You know what I mean?
But I'm sorry, that does not make me feel 1 ounce sorry for her. Not one.
Girl, you should have really looked into this.
Because you also could have said, that sounds illegal. I'm not putting my money there.
Hello?
She could have done that. And then she could have saved all of these people, herself included, from all the chaos that they have has ensued from here.
I'm like, that's so insane. She is really going to jail. What is on my
She is going to prison.
I
Okay,
know. I keep saying
prison. She is going to prison, and not no cute like, oh, Teresa in and out.
No.
Bravo gonna hold the line for her. She's going to prison.
That's crazy. Teresa and them had what, tax fraud?
I think theirs was like tax evasion or something. And Teresa only did a year. Joe did 3. But again, because
they got
only
deported.
a year, it was like a season on Housewives. So they held the line for Teresa.
Okay. She
Salt
got
Lake City gonna be over by the time Jen come out of prison because it's terrible. So this gonna be over. They don't have no
she was
Mary
the
no
most
more.
spice on the show. Wait, who? Oh, that's right. Mary
They
left.
don't have Mary no more. So it's gonna be over by the time that's all said and done. God bless. So I
Maybe
pray
that's
for
why they
her
were trying to
family.
bring in Jenny Wynn. I'm saying they probably knew that this was on the horizon, that homegirl was going to jail, so they brought in the new Asian.
But well, she going too. But anyways,
Andy
prison
is,
for Jen. I pray for her family.
It's not funny, but I just, damn, that is really like, she is really going to the big house. These wealthy
The biggest house
folks, I don't understand it.
All right, so now that we have attacked the 2 big things that have gone on in our world, just a preview of things to come. Last set of episodes dealt with life design, so we've been doing a little bit of that on our own, and in our own time, we both separately and collectively burned out and took breaks from our job because of burnout. So we're
More
going
like,
to.
I got sat the hell down. Spirit was like, no more.
Okay, well, again, for whatever reason, we ended up burning out, and so both took we took breaks, and so we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means, what burnout is, how we intend to recover and prevent it going forward. That is going to be a big part of our conversations going forward. So that is all. Do you have anything to add?
I think the biggest thing for me as of like my current situation is just trying to find healing in this like sabbatical that I've been on. And trying to get my mental health together, because I've had a lot of tragedy in a short amount of time with my own stuff. So this is probably the first day that I have felt the most like myself, because I'm like all zhuzhed up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like grateful that we're back. And I look forward to us having these conversations about burnout and how to really protect and cover yourself, so that you don't burn out in the future. And hopefully what we share will help some of you. As always, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on all of our social media. Check out blackandcurious.com, and we will see you all in the next conversation. Bye.
Later.